D-Lo 404 here. I want to say welcome back to my channel. To my repeat viewers and subscribers, if you're not subscribed to the channel, I ask that you please subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon so you get notified when I drop videos. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe as well if you're liking the content. I just want to make a quick fight prediction on the Triple G Canelo 2 fight. Before I make my prediction, I'll go ahead and say reiterate what I've said numerous times about these two guys. I want to see a fight that displays the same venom that all the buildup has. All of this bad blood that they talk about, that they're showing and showcasing in weigh-ins and interviews about one another, pressers or whatever. I want to see that when that bell rings tonight. I want to see that in the ring. I don't want to see these two guys come out there acting like they're gun shy and showing each other way too much respect like they did the first time around. You know, with that said, I did watch the first fight again today just to kind of really, you know, get back familiar with how it played out. You know, it's been a while. I watched a lot of fights since then, and I actually I watched the fight probably the next day or a couple days after I saw it live. But other than that, I hadn't watched it again. I hadn't even watched any highlights of it or anything. So, you know, I had to, you know, go back and look at the fight again and really get myself brushed up on how the fight played out before I made my predictions. Even though I've kind of always felt like, you know, honestly, I've always felt like Triple G would fare better in the rematch than Canelo. Just because of how I saw the fight play out the first time. And after today, watching the first fight all over again and looking at both guys at the weigh-in, kind of, you know, after watching Triple G and the Vanes Martirosyan fight, and just really just breaking down what I saw in the first fight, I'm still leaning toward Triple G. You know, the only thing is, if Triple G gets old in the ring tonight, then it could be a totally different story. But I just see Triple G picking up, you know, going back to the things that he did well in that fight, and which was when he fought off his front foot, when he put pressure on Canelo. Canelo would go totally on the defensive in spots. Yeah, he counterpunched well in times, but other times he was totally on the defensive and just trying to avoid shots and languishing on the ropes. And I think having gone through a full 12 rounds with him, Triple G would have a game plan and know what to do, how to execute it, how to set the right traps to do what he does best when he gets someone on the ropes like that. And I think that's to apply effective pressure, to set things up with his jab, and to really let the big right hand shots go. You know, honestly, I think if Triple G can do those things, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's a foregone conclusion. I mean, Canelo can do a lot of things very well in the boxing ring. So Canelo could very well, you know, win this fight going away in the opposite direction. You know, he could, you know, outbox and, you know, do all the things that he does well. And, I mean, he could actually hurt Triple G as well. But it looks like from watching the first fight, Triple G walked through Canelo's best shots. When Triple G was landing some hard shots, Canelo was having to, you know, really rethink some things in there. But like I said, you know, if Triple G is, you know, can be at his best against Canelo, I think that he could be very successful in there at doing the things he's done well against a lot of other fighters who you know, are not considered to be as good as Canelo. You know, and I think in this fight, if you know, if he does those things well, and I know making fight predictions and saying if, you know, that's kind of tongue-in-cheek, but I'll just say that if he does the things that he does well, and he's able to set those traps and able to get that right hand going, you know, get that right hand out of mothballs and really get it going against Canelo, I think he'll get a couple. He can get a couple knockdowns, possibly get Canelo to take a knee. You know, and could even go as far as getting Canelo's corner to stop the fight, or the ring, the ref to wave the fight off. You know, and I know that's saying a lot. Nobody's ever stopped Canelo Nobody's ever had him in serious trouble like that, to the point where it was, he's in a situation where someone could or would potentially be in a position to stop the fight. But I'm seriously thinking that, the odds are that the fight goes 12 rounds again, just because I'm not really buying into all of this bad blood animosity. We hate each other. We're gonna go out there and go for broke. It's gonna be a knockout. I'm not sure. But I will say, and I've said this in other videos, that if one of these guys really goes out there and takes the lead straight away, and they're not both coming out there all tentative and uberly respectful of one another like they were in the first fight, there is a great chance that this fight stops inside of the distance. And if it ends inside of the distance, I have to favor Triple G right now. And I know that's not the popular pick. I know more people are, picking Canelo for a myriad of reasons. His versatility in the ring, he has seemed to have better defense than Triple G, and also he has youth on his side. But I also think that there's a reason Canelo was reluctant to fight Triple G. And, people can say what they want to say about it, but there was a reason he was very reluctant to fight Triple G, and it showed in the first fight. But it also showed that Triple G was reluctant to engage with Canelo in the first fight as well. And it went for both guys. But I'm thinking that this go around is kind of these guys are fighting because, neither one of them really want any smoke with the other top guys in the division. Triple G's already vacated a belt so that he can make this fight, or a script of a belt, so that he can make this fight. And Danny Jacobs and, God, I went blank. I went blank on the guy's name, but anyway, Danny Jacobs and the other guys fighting for Triple G's IBF belt. Well, it was Triple G's IBF belt. Derevyanchenko, I think is what his name is, Derevyanchenko. So, with that said, these guys are reluctant to fight the other top guys, and I think this is kind of like a fight of necessity for the two of them. They really have nowhere else to go at 160. I know Triple G's, talks about fighting other guys, and Canelo does as well. But ultimately, this was the fight both guys wanted. Now, where they go from here, it remains to be seen. I'm not very confident in either guy to really accept the toughest challenges at 160, but, that remains to be seen. We'll see what happens. Like I said before, I want to see both guys end tough after this fight. Unless somebody gets knocked out bad and, needs to, rebuild themselves, I don't want to see either guy in against some, lower ranked middleweight contender, or calling up some guy from junior middleweight that's not a serious threat either. So, I'm anxious to see what happens next. But as for this fight, my prediction is Triple G wins the fight. Hard to say whether I think he wins on the scorecards or whether I think the fight gets stopped. But I think the safe bet is I'll say Triple G wins the fight on the cards. And I think he'll get at least one knockdown in there. But with or without a knockdown, I think he'll win decisively enough to where there's no controversy, there's no arguing about, this round should have went that way. And it won't be, like the it won't be like the Andre Ward, Sergey Kovalev fights, to where you got all this back and forth about, what was going on. And I'll just say the first fight, because that's the only one that went to the cards. But, where guys were really arguing back and forth and really felt like they had valid claims on who should have won the fight. So I think Triple G will win convincingly enough that there's no argument. Well, I mean, people always argue, but there's not some clear debate or clear reason to be debating about who won this fight. And that's my prediction on it, and I'm just going to end it on that. I may be very wrong. I may be spot on. We'll find out. I'm eager to see what people have to say in the comment section. And I'm also eager to see what predictions are out there on other people's videos. Thanks for viewing. I'm out of here. Peace.